West Africa's main regional bloc has imposed sanctions against the military government in Guinea and those slowing Mali's post-coup transition. Its toughest response yet to run off military takeovers. The move on Thursday was agreed at an emergency summit of the Economic Community of West African States in Accra to respond to last week's putsch in Guinea and perceived slow progress towards constitutional rule in Mali following a coup last year. Regional heads of state decided to freeze the financial assets and impose travel bans on Guinea's military leaders and their relatives, insisting on the release of President Alpha Condé and a short transition. In 6 months, elections should be held, said Ecowas Commission President Jean-Claude Cassis Brou at a briefing. The bloc also pulled more pressure on Mali's transitional government, demanding they stick to an agreement to organize elections for February 2022 and present an electoral roadmap by next month, according to the post-summit communique. Meba, Mami engage international diplomatic relations consultant. International diplomatic relations consultant. Farouk Al-Wahab, ewa homani sona, yente yehuasi ye ewa sa sanctions uwemu. Alaji, salamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Na ewiem pacho so hoye de Farouk.
Gamba kano biya ni ho.
So I just read a bit of the communique from the ECOWAS Extraordinary Summit, no. Mo na ojene saying the decision I will take first on Guinea, now if you discuss Mali later.
Okay. First and foremost, I'm the ECOWAS so man can be and Kenya. Nti yada o ma say o ma can be. Now what I say be dimuno, and also a different thing. ECOWAS was saying, when before say about no make say okay say military putsch.
Yeah.
Or a German word, militarist putsch.
Thank you.
That's a coup d'etat.
Yeah.
And imported and stolen English version. English one, but the word is putsch.
I get
militarist putsch. Okay. Now, ECOWAS. Oma kasa fine. ECOWAS. Oma churu say omo power. ECOWAS. Paying for apart from Buhari, do by fundamental principles and some of the ideals. I am give birth to the establishments of ECOWAS. No, MCB na omo ekekanye no. Na Guinea, say ya coup ho. Mesum say a friend coup but take over. Yama ECOWAS sumama foreign ministers ko ho, which I have said say a high power delegation now who say share head of state of a country, whether legitimate or illegitimate, and the foreign ministers acquire. Ampa a mistake as sanction before crash beko krum sanctioned by before of yesterday's communique. But gentlemen no even those who are thrown the airspace or my ECOWAS delegates and I say delegation etime babi share. Yes, yate anasi ya read say omso mhudumbo ya no afenso mnya kwa hu Alpha Condé. Thankfully said them can Alpha Condé is in good spirit. Thankfully omukoba and part of their report and as throughout their report no yen kind baby I say the Guinean people as it were greeted the arrival of the ECOWAS with a very jubilant mood. In other words, one would say at that time no maybe Guinea was in distress. That was not captured. And that was not seen on any screens of television or radio. Say, Guinea fauna say ECOWAS abekrum ho. But what we realize is that right after the coup, Saturday, Sunday, the only day Guinean people didn't go about to their, on their duties, was on Monday. Tuesday, every Guinean resumed to work. Wednesday, all state former officials, civil and public officials, the platform and I say, Office of Accountability, all of them were called, including ministers and then also state high-profile personalities, chief executives, and then directors. At that time, Omo I'm prison nipa bi anom chichi bi egumu sa. But what happened was that said Jiji ebi mo nyina passport. Obi hia no jrom passport. Omo ma ebi kofi anase si akasa dodo na kofi. Enti on the basis said Alpha Conde was more treated, I didn't, and we didn't read it from the communique. And we thank God, say, Bibi sa eni ho. Now, Ecowas communique say, return the power. To what? Return power, a constitutional order. Let's interpret what they mean by constitutional order. Yebedi kabusa say Ecowas no. Now, omunim say, Guinea the constitutional order no had been severed. And the first coup d'etat post democratic dispensation, no, or no Alpha Conde is the first person to pull a coup on the Guinean people and against the Guinean constitution. Meaning, say, now more constitution, Lasana Conte, Otietia Muabi. It took nobody but the fight of the same Alpha Conde and returning Guinea into constitutional rule and to democratic rule. Sekuba Konate, a coup, Abra, a UUA, or the power man after 9 months, or Tuaba, Amonoya, the first elected independently democratic president of Guinea Republic since 1958, Alpha Conde. Now, Ecowas, Alpha Conde, the first 5 years from 2010 to 2015. Or ya dear say, na a 6 years term under Lassana Conte. Alpha Conde be pushes CNN 5-5 newa until about 5 years, 2 mandates. And Tinanka all corner last one 2020 no, ahead of 2019 no. Na Ecowas wo ekrubiaso, omu krumha. Omu ha kato se buja yenye. Togo office wo ho, Accra office wo ho, ena Côte d'Ivoire, Dakar office wo ho. Yenhu se Ecowas, interested to know, man Guinean opposition. Na Omusun, na Alpha Conde, or did the same Dumbuya, or Titi Womono, Ecowas didn't talk. Now, no, Alpha Conde was able to pull it through the shoulders of Guineans. Election time, ahead of the election and post-election, yenim violence erupt to Conakry, any other parts of Guinea. Ecowas did not issue one single word. Now, Alpha Conde manages say, o severe the constitution we are all cut third term no. Background noisy.
Sorry.
Econ the third term no. Ecowas, how do you legalize illegality? Ecowas, at that time no, Alpha Conde illegalized the constitution of your friends Guinea. But Ecowas members are not share woman. Omunyina sa kobo Alpha Conde emani ye swearing in ceremony. Ecowas Alpha Conde wie ye no. Maji ashe Guinea constitution. Say na constitution is it here. Na 2 terms and no return. Any ye ni be a pet. But Alpha Conde 3 term na work on. Or ye ni indefinite and blanket. Na me share say no communicate no. Ecowas will hit that subject. Abusa said, Guinea constitution no. Say more returning to constitutional order na. Me pa chairman for 2 terms in the Alpha Conde design it in a way said. So when you are no call 5 years in year 2025 na. Otimi say 2030. Otimi 2035. Otimi 2040.
Na ye den.
O say.
Listen na aye den.
In line with the Gabonese, in line with Congo Brazzaville, in line with Central African Republic, in line with a lot of French countries now. Omudiano a blanket utimikobia. That is what in line with the Togo.
Yeah.
Now no constitution of Alpha Conde no Ecowas anti subjects no. Now say omo return to constitutional order. Country na benya already, whether we like it or not, no. Obia craft flag, Obia ko signing. Abeye say on the head of state of the country, no. Where they can dissolve constitution, no. Most of them say constitutional order or returning is saying, mo laws, except any of the military group and form part of any political group in Bian and a contest be. Let me say Ecowas 1975. Mo establish Ecowas beautiful. Yenya Ecowas are now head of states. Buhari and Mayeno. That was the day back in the 80s. Now, ye from the 90 column, the mid 80s, you know, Sani Abacha, Yebenya Obi Dizem, IBB, Babangida, Yebenya Jerry Rawlings, Yebenya Thomas Sankara, Yebenya friends Niger for Kirikumni Adade, almost about 10 to 14, all of them were military leaders, including Joseph Momo of Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Ecowas the uniform and a military uniform no look at table. At that time, when our own Rome jacket, including her own departed brother and her father, John J. Rollins, or ye in military uniform, you on or civilian dress, ever contest TB.
Yeah.
Across board, Omunina Yibi. At that time, no, ECOWAS, Charter, declaration, decrease, any Niama or Hono. Yen changing from 1975 or Ho. But now, and Jianfan say, change of the presidency or change of the chairmanship. And His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, or make sure say, ECOWAS a fan to Mapa Ifra, Yatiase, Yadase, ECOWAS my idea. Now, we will instruct 6 months, return to democracy. I expected, in addition to that, a protest by the ECOWAS. It is missing in the communique. All ECOWAS member states, Obianu all draw on the consulate service section, and I send the embassy. But I can communicate no.
Maybe I should be.
And to any protest. And to protest here. And our embassy we need diplomatic protest. You haven't protested against the government. And here 1, 2. ECOWAS amamenu mi no anti delegation Bahano, representative of the Guinea, Domboya government no. Me pa chom timi nemu ba kokra.
Maybe I should be.
And meaning said Domboya maybe. Why so maybe? Because no declare sanction. And so now alcohol. Into one kasa one dialogue. Ma actually say obedu akra. Na di nduku tuka. Na mo kafe na mo china. Mutimi ya ne dia mo pe. It means institute martial court. And now say a military court. Edio masem a kanishim. But how do you sanction a country or person in a dialogue? Now, no sanction, no. Baby, I name it there. So, read it, or say, they've frozen all assets.
Yeah.
Now, me musa say, Dumboya ne asset be no Togo. Ne boys, no. Hey, boys, be what 20 years, 30 years, 25 years. Average age, or no Dumboya, and come so be a crime chain was signing special forces anymore. Now, so 37. And special forces member be as low as 18 years. It be as low as 19 years. ECOWAS, more data, more sanction, more family members. Family members, Wahin. Dumbuya, Nailen, and my French, French passport. France is on can be. A sanction, no, and then the commanders, I must my sanction. Omudin Dumbuya, the top hierarchy of the government officials in a sanction way. Guinea, the properties are what Ghana away, apart from the embassy and high dino. Mali, the properties are what Ghana away himfa, apart from the Malian embassy, only the water. Nayamusa say, ECOWAS member countries, why na do bika? Why na abone yonkobusia? Why na presidents across the West Africa? Or didn't seek to other African country. Abranya Switzerland, and Dubai of today, and your Cape Verde of yesterday, and your Seychelles, and then your friends in Latin America. Panama. Yen baby this can call Panama. Why na didn't seek to African country? What's frozen access? Why ensure traveling? Why issue traveling ban? Now we are. What say? European Union. Me too, interpretation analysis. What's the United Nations, European Union? Ominina not traveling ban we enforce so. And NASA enforcement we are your friend of sanction and your juma. Abrawu Musa who say European Union, the coup d'etat of Guinea, have they supported or they are against? Have they spoken about it or not? He was not in the good books of European Union. For the ECOWAS information, or changing the constitution, a lot of the countries in Europe almost severe relationship with relations with Alpha Conde. Is ECOWAS aware? United Nations Okachi Alpha Conde say when you in the third time now walk on na be a look-alike of La Côte d'Ivoire or call the bluff. Enra Ecowas share no. Communicate, no meeting, no nyama no. Me pacho, you can call it the confab or symposium. United Nations representative for West Africa no. Me pacho bien no kasabi. We are head of diplomatic missions. Our Ecowas and two friends Eswoba. But we are no can be ana. One kabi. France and Kasaye, UK and Kasaye, American Kasaye, European Union Kasaye, Ecowas, yes, much the bread. Now, dear see, Chamember Sebaye, Al Hassan Ouattara, Obia did Dino, and Untino Swamp Côte d'Ivoire was in flames. And non a man so long Guillaume, Eche Côte d'Ivoire, you 10 years, Ecopens Al Hassan Ouattara. We change the politique ivoirité, we change the identity of nationality of Ivorian. Emma Alassane Ouattara, since Ofe Boignan Wuyano, Kona Bedie Pam no. What you mean, Yaquine, et me by and the whole your friend is name. We are friend is name. Soron Guillaume. Emma Alassane Ouattara Tima by elections. Emma now what Laurent Gbagbo, as a person called third term. And no one I tietia no say, 1 year I didn't talk about Côte d'Ivoire. And no one ye say Côte d'Ivoire, Laurent Gbagbo, I'm a soldier, cum students. Ya betchene de no. The same Alassane Ouattara between 5 years. What's so no dear, what be uphold the democratic dispensation records of Ivorian people. It's 2 mandates, me bacho. Oko 2 mandates. They say Alassane Ouattara oko 3. And Alassane Ouattara to me bakra. Ama Musano. Togo. Eyadema.
Yeah.
More can say Domboya, ma sanction. Eyadema Chininua. Politically motivated. Ne papa ba. Our Minister of Defense. Watching from Tama, ne papa we are permanent. Me pachako as Oma Kansas no hodwana.
Say yeah, Kasa, His Excellency the President of the Republic, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, what touchdown Ewo Guinea. Now there are images coming. Man who say Colonel Mamadi Domboya Akoshia, His Excellency, at the airport, together with military officers, no Omoneno Air Corps, Omateg the national salute of Guinea. So we are yet to be informed as to negotiations are Air Corps. So now the president of Ghana and chair of Ecowas, Edru Guinea. What are you expecting, Farouk Al-Wahab?
I'm expecting, sir. The principles of the system of Ecowas as a bloc is not different from the international standards. The chairman is His Excellency the President of Ghana. Oma dia communicate. Ya share agreement. Ya communicate dia share nana donsem. Ya dia share envelope. At all costs, boy no respect ya the medical council.
Yeah.
We share nana. Wan kasa wa sanction intime ma unsi form.
Okay.
Obaje letter no. And I'm sure Mama catch him say, and ya boy near den or better Guinea Coup. So I've told you this. The boy will make sure say Ecowas and court no Mama Fakonde. So no one didn't better so dear. You can't tell the boy to return Alpha Conde on the seat. Never shot me.
You are saying, sir, Ecowas cannot instruct the military rulers to, reinstate Alpha Conde?
No.
I say.
What's a constitutional order? The man has abused the constitution, leading to the coup d'etat.
So, Nana ko no dia no wakwa press yaman in freedom and answer the
The freedom there, it is a choice. Nana ntimi fa force. Ecowas, no matter what, they can't use any military force. And kojini free woman sem. Ebiasi. And Mama will be say, Ayadema say, Niniano, a pursue risk, any threat to the governance, into Njano, Ecowas in Timi Koyino, et in Anamun Timi, and Konkoyi, Alpha Conde force.
And to Wako, or Konebia, I'm sure Wako inquired the other Obenya the chance to meet him, and to acquire the young Casa, dear no bet me a year to turn the scales.
Nana Quahe, Alpha Conde said, what to say, one no drew, where did he? Medical catcher say, Alpha Conde, Diaction and Ajunu Crano, or the couscous.
I say,
soldiers for Akwan utie boy na say no military personnel our special forces and our government army our betie ni Guinea ni bia ho fa difa ahodie so me papa demonstration wo krom ho na answer is no. Guinea for a demonstrate say empek government no answer is no. Oma cause any brutalities answer is no. Ecowas yes nana Yamanakwaba wadu ho. The only negotiations or the Babani said could deliver the message of the unified and the multilateral decision taken by the Ecowas, quote unquote, maybe on an international allies. Into a manner, boy nebeji, no adana nasi, mebacho, munuano ha, nanian koshe, ye ja winning in incomo, busansi aboni yatini yakano debi. Alpha code the Ecowas for your information, ne makoho. The officials and ministers no omwa na omwa on record say oma disika na country no omo ka wasem under the Alpha Conde na nkasa no omo bi na omo nja omo say omo form records nyina mra ana omo nkofie adjom passport omo wi a ye start say ye transitioner ye hu ye be what Nana can do and now say his excellencies of the Ecowas republics in which my say most man roadmap. Constitution is dissolved, destroyed by Alpha Conde himself, supported by Doumbouya. And to say no election no. Now me just say Ecowas baby no aka say. When return to constitutional order no, you can't return him unless you have fresh elections. And no, they cleverly no, they were very apt. Yeah. No ready wom say omunya fresh election. Now my mimu say fresh election no. Guinea a poor country. Oh, and Ecowas, when Tima Anka said Ecowas will take the responsibility of these elections. Now, none of the Ekobesika elections there, over European Union. How well have you paid your own debt? And our sanctioned country, government, European Union, any problem. Papa, technicalities. Yeah. How well? And now, Mokwa loan, our Holland, Ghana, other countries, Mudi Abrofonica. Now, Unko not government or no, or any problem. No. Waka Germany said. Sanction Doumbouya. Waka France said, sanction Doumbouya. And to the best of my knowledge, Ecowas they spoke very strong as a block. Oma Yibi, Oma Nyanke Nyefe. But Oma Manin translated into actions. Action is said, there were a lot of exile leaders all West Africa. Blaise Compaoré is in exile. In Alasan Ouattara na no beche hanra no. Mamusan say Blaise. Alasan Mamusan say Alasan. Na Blaise no ho no. Burkina Faso here no. For reconciliation. Burkina Faso here no. For a lot of atrocities and economic crime. Alasan. Fani kwama Burkina. Waye there be. Senegal. How many Ecowas exile leaders and akudi ho? Mama example say. Yen yobi to say my debut, a baby, very gentleman. What you say? Because one kasano, why ye coup, I return power under 6 months. It was that record. Well, ye coup no under 6 months no return power no. Edimati Jankabano. Boy no betun major Kurumano. And only the only time since the establishment of Ecowas 1975. I know already, Ecowas was already in operations in Sierra Leone and Senegal, Liberia. And we want to Pam small boy, one in a group of 13 government members. And we want to and then Coca Sierra Leone. Emma Sierra Leone for Konya, 3 exile leaders. Our Guinea no mutie for a few bakum. And Ecowas, the Omukano, yes, you matching it. But the proper thing to do is say, almost one person coup d'etat by West Africa. Woman person coup be returning. I'm saying, say, woman been running now. They came to support to protect their own selves, but Ecowas refused to accept that. I had them myself. Daben our terms. I'll communicate him. Dabio. Alasan Ouattara, say now we enter with next government. Who got third term no. Time Ben also government in this one. Mamadou from Niger. Time Ben out time this one. Ghana there 2 times no. Zab ofunya oko 1 term wanya oko. Nigeria wetima show power. Wetima show say we are prepared for democracy. 2 term this one oko 1 term Jonathan okoye. It's say your mama 1 term okoye. Name of the French for no. How well have they talked to them? And I maybe said, and no, I was amazed. A man and the Beijing of pictures. Now Ecowas me declaration. What's your back Mali? Yes, Mali diano. Other than Mali case, suppressive. I am quiet, I am silent. Post-pediatric declaration. Now until Enra no, and you have a caption. I didn't Mali so headlines Abba treaty Mali topic. Etimakase and call for sabotage Mali no omu process. Now my elections never basono. Process now is slow. Everybody neko as moons idea we see. Say just saw young kwabo du sema. Now also so actually dear. Yes, so they also came to show support. But the reality of the matter is that you cannot force any sovereign nation with sovereignty rights. Abra, one or no, we're head of state. One would the presidents were head of state because of the coup nearby. Or Tiasia and was some Tiasia. Or cast one Tiasia. The only option is said. With the military aggression or military aggressive tactics, and also the Kwaku Tubueno. Ecowas Nanka said himself, Obienwa, or didn't know Max Beshal so or Guinea Coup. Ecowas Betia says, Nigeria, on yes, I mistake in Ibium, and Obasanjo Diano, and Kofani Sika, and Fanko, and Konkokun. Nigeria, on Fanny Army Command, and Fanko, say Guinea and Konkon. Niemusa said, is Ghana prepared to go to Guinea? Military takeover at the Ama constitution na ECOWAS enra oka communicate now one propose the roadmap of interim government and who are the people and one say or make mention, that is how we call it, or make mention of say omunya elections no return to constitutional order na ebi Guinea as we speak. Enti domuya eni nyina no, it's a beautiful diplomatic juggling and exercise, but the reality is far from reach, is far-fetched. Meaning, say boy no say, or busta womu, beba, nana koi, or nene transia, obebusa. What the force in the manner, obebusa as a nana, Nadia no makanche for a yadema. Nana, a den no makanche Hassan Watara. And then right now, last and Watara war, Etimbeya declaration wa crash say, Obinuku leader. And sorry, na yamfa constitutional rule nya adwuma. Enya ku nko metiemu. Enya ku nko na ye coup d'etat. Enya military approach nko na coup d'etat. When you severe constitutional in your own way with your power, it is also military putsch. And also amount to coup d'etat in the German explanation of coup. Not only guns and roses. But when you use pen and paper and use people in government, use your parliament to severe constitutional, as it amounts to military putsch. That's your coup d'etat. And therefore, say can't coup d'etat what some dia. Omumyansha coup d'etat nizi. Nyansha the architects of the coup d'etat on the continent. Ne yankwa konya the your friend is saying spillover. Ankoye military aggression or military way to say the Dumbuya eno. In any case, Dumbuya, let us all respect say, on any aggressive tactics biya. If not anything krana, Papa no nitin. Or say, on many 24 hours health care. Papa no so agiatum, and no crash so. The doctor question, the Russian diabetes or an African politician, unya 83 and also on qua, unya diabetes, the Russian pressure so beshano, the Russian way say beshano. Obia and kama. Nere bia oni taste betim dia bibi. Why vegetable na say why naturally disarmed because of I am share. Either than that no, we share na ire wo ma. And therefore as a can some na, omo the root cause and the genesis of the coups that are coming or happening on the continent of Africa, West Africa, especially the French League nations on the West African belt. In that case, we can talk about lasting peace, sustainable democracy, enhancement of the democratic credentials, all the countries across board, but not selective. A selective justice against some small boys But when we, the old folks in the rules doesn't affect us. 83-year-old Alpha Conde, 86-year-old Alassane Ouattara, is that what we are talking about? No.
At what point do you think, sir, Alpha Conde be any freedom?
Alpha Conde, I know. Sir, boys in Bernard said, say Jana man be part of the democratic dispensation. Say Ecowas agree, say, Jaya moving standi yankaho, na Alpha Conde sun kaho. I'm telling you, Nanaba, Mumusalo. Say Alpha Conde beto abanibia. Yen connect and coachna. 98.9. But what you say?
It's your power.
81 conditions, you know, Alpha Conde kaho, Dumbo yankaho. 2. Mandate na Alpha Conde sisa no abeko 3 times and more no Ecowas in supervise yin free. But this is not the first time a country called interim governance. When Rwanda was facing genocide, you know, Pastor Bemunzimbi and the then better as interim government and your friend Paul Kagame a military uniform and vice and your man 4 vices. And Ekoba say or no start a pastor near and again say or by politics, you know. For Kagame and Tiase, and also Debbie, I'm not prepared to listen to politics. And Timagu Parliament will be Uncle Fee. Me hold the country, no. Met my stop and talk and me rule. What rule the country, no. What govern the country, no. What manage the country, no. What administer the country until today. And so no. Only opposition. And so no. One would say so you're undemocratic in terms of political approach. But what I introduce economic democracy into who the wire. Empono African Union. Interestingly, very interesting. Africa has a joking paradise.
Yeah.
Alpha Conde, Obeye African Union chairperson. She said, I didn't know team no. Idris Deby. Only Alpha Conde cry one record. Idris Deby in a fight here against the military system. Our Guinea, our Chad. Idris Deby no be di ade wie no. In the 1990 no, what this are copim say ne bana dead and sa koku no, e more than 30 years. Alpha Conde saw African Union chairman for 1 year no. Idris Deby na beji here. Idris Deby wie no, and on the mark Kagame. Nipa 3 nyina ni democratic records. And how would they talk about elections and freedom? How would they talk about democracy? How would they talk about the opposition? Enti, for Kagame be African Union chairperson, no, there was no country where elections are. Otie Omasimbi. Because feeling guilty, no excuse no home. Because any opposition, how can you talk about issues of opposition? Maybe Ecowas saying, how does Alassane Ouattara become democracy? Our Guinea. How does Eyadema become democracy? Our Guinea. And the many others. And Timiniam, and yet here for Ecowas, Omaya dear. Oma Nibia and yet Nana Daje, our dear Drew. A good boy and man respect. And I told you from day one, say, the boy is respectful. I told you the why said, say Ecowas here attempt. So the gidi koha. You are rather going to say who could create a very bad atmosphere for the Guinean people. Because the people themselves, you know, are comfortable at this stage. And they ensure what is called a diplomatic healthy balance. And then settle the equilibrium. Say, Alpha Conde, Tranchain, Dumbuya, Watranchain. Name a man instructions of 6 months. But Dumbuya said, Dumbuya, what do you say? Na me shall say, Ecowas never dialogue. Near Musa ni vision for Guinea. Papa, you are rushing the diplomatic talk. They should have asked and consulted the boy. Near Musa ni said, what hyper ni saying? And then the Mario Kunu or say constitution in Tawaka. Now he said, vision for Guinea ni saying, and coordinate the vision to hold you. Namaka ni said, Ebia or no, said, me person me return power after 1 year. Normally, no, 18 months, which is nearly 2 years. And I said, 11 months, making 1 year. And Timothy boy, Nenu Masem, and some of my sanctions. No be sanctions. No actually. Now they are show more to them. Now they are coming now. What's the magic? Men sorry. What next? Papa, what next? Mbacha, what next?
It was a Al-Haj.
Communicate Jack was to be my Jerry Rollins. 11 years.
Okay.
You had to be my bacha. What how many years? IBB. You had to be man. Or how many years? Now Beka Abacha Diano. Abacha, Tamo Nukrano, force to buy our air agents afino, Babangida called the man catching so won't see form. And then Abaka a lesson, what is Shonikon? Home Kofa Shonikon obey interim government. Any a day, one day a year friend is saying, Abiola, Mashud Abiola. Only a lesson. International crime, international conspiracy. Abiola ne Abacha within the no year, now men within 3 months interval.
Omukuni ya.
We want to quit Abacha we are now way to year. Abiola we Abacha. And I show you con Abdul Salam Ebaye. And Ombasha year election for. And when you had the for see what I do. And to walk quiet. I say Ukobusa no mission. Now Busani vision for the Guinean people. Now on can't show say menko. We say one cordia abaya de boni. Over cordia nyamwa. Now mo ka say nyina no. Now kwaka frozen access. Access le bi ogini le bi abagana.
Omo ba kokro amusa kan ni say now no omo impose a travel ban on Dumboya and the squad in nyina.
Brother. Travel ban I want to go and name there. Any omo families.
Aye.
One no boys we mono. Omo ire no fulani ba wade ade achichiri madinke ni ba wachichiri niti wonu ayikura onim ho sa owo kura bi ase a onko ma akona krida Guinea okoye elections a okwa anu aka kire ne ire se oba anya election mekoto di ama tenafie ye meka no eno na oka sa ma no na aka kire se traveling ban na ne ban no ono travel no passport
Al-Haj area asumdwe ya odi awate.
Oh, man.
Minim so ododo aka but na ebreni afa I'm sure.
Ebreni
President Ekwe no President Koba Monday we do a postmortem of that visit na afa ya to us home.
Na ba mpache musa so kwa no timi busa ono ba afa konde se dia aduane no mde ma no.
Okay.
Papa no Guinea fonim so pe couscous pa any ay poisson. Enchi mumusa si amani bi adidi aneke se enye ni coup.
All right.
Forest.
My international diplomatic relations consultant Farouk Al-Wahab say enwe unya ye ho adaje ene edi enkomoni bi on a year epa ho adaben so and these are events are a free Guinea eba on say enra right after the extraordinary summit no and our president wa touchdown Guinea